Hi, I'm Belen, and today I'm gonna present my project for a mobile learning activity. This activity is about healthy eating, and it's an activity for second graders in a dual language immersion program in Spanish. First, I want to acknowledge the ideas that I took from my partners in my cohort and also from my students. So finally, I decided to just keep using ClassDojo as I do in class because my students said that they like ClassDojo and also their parents are comfortable with using ClassDojo. They already know how to go through the app and just use it. So I think that that's the easiest way for them. Then I decided to use iPads because they are devices available at school, and also students will use their parents' cell phones at home. And then I wanted to acknowledge Johnny because she made me get to know Wixie, which I found a very cool app. It's just a pity that I think maybe it's going to be too complicated for my second graders, but maybe it's something that we can use at the end of the year, or it's something that if I ever move to fourth or fifth grade, I would definitely use it. So thank you so much for that. This is how I will present the project to my students. First, the directions will be in Spanish because that's the language that we use in class, and that's the language that they are supposed to use in my class in every project activity. And then I will present the project divided by days and what they are supposed to be working on every day. I feel that sometimes for second graders, it is still confusing to know what they are supposed to be working on at every time. So I feel like I have to give them specific instructions and directions for every day. And you can find the whole project that I did for the previous activity in this link. So feel free to go and take a look. So these are the directions that I will give to my students, but in Spanish. So I will tell them that they will have to use the resources in the class, like appropriate books about the topic, and also the internet. And something very important in our class is that the browser in our Chromebooks will be set up to include only Spanish results. Then after researching, I want them to make a list of vocabulary because vocabulary is so important in my class related to the topic, and they will have this list with them at all times. So there is a way for them to become familiar with the vocabulary. And then they will have to divide their investigation and make different steps with their groups. For example, first researching, then making a list with vocabulary, and after that they will divide the group members roles. Like for me it's very important that each one of them has a different role, and I will tell them that their final goal is to prepare a project where they will include answers to the following questions, and these questions are going to be the elements that are going to lead their research since the very beginning of the project. So why is important to you to keep healthy eating habits? How can be your life being impacted by your eating habits? And how can we keep healthy eating habits? And here is where I will present what they are supposed to do every day. So day one, they will use the resources in the class, the internet. Then day two, they will make the list of vocabulary. And day three, they will divide their investigation. And there is the day in which they have to use their devices. And now I'm going to present how they are supposed to use um, their devices. So in the school cafeteria, during lunch, there will be iPads available for them, and they have to take a picture of their food and upload the picture to their portfolio on ClassDojo. This is something that they are very used to doing, so it's not going to be a problem for them. And then I want them to write a comment on their portfolio, and that's very important also for the goals of my classroom that it's them to use Spanish, not only in my classroom, but also outside of my classroom. So I think this is going to be very exciting for them and for me too. And which is cooler, they will use Spanish at home too because they are supposed to take a picture during dinner at home and in the same way write 2 or 3 sentences about what they are eating and whether or not it is a good meal to keep a good eating habits. And then day 4 and 5, they will have to gather all the information to answer those questions. And what is more important for me, they will use the photos and comments that they have on their ClassDojo portfolio. So that's why what they were doing with the devices outside of the classroom, they will bring that inside of the classroom. And that's all. Thank you so much for your attention. Please give me feedback. I'm open to every suggestion and every comment that you can have. Thank you so much. And here you have my images list. Thank you.